Hi.
Hi.
Today's story is really about the customer validation behind the digital transformation that's really driven the change at GWR. So we're going to tell you a bit about the journey so far, but as most people know, the journey's never over, it's only just begun. We'll tell you where we've got to date and what the future holds. So we've been working with the GWR for nearly 3 years now, and I think the first questions that they came to us with were, what's our site doing, what should it be doing, and how do we go about doing it? And they also had some lofty marketing and retail ambitions, but with the usual business silos, tech-first approach, and a separate marketing and commercial booking platform, real evolution was quite limited.
Yes, as Chrissy says, in May 2015 we were awarded a new franchise, and that meant that on the 20th of September GWR as a new brand was born, and it gave us a new aim. That was to revalue rail in the hearts and minds of the travelling public. And for digital particularly, this meant that we needed to have a full rebuild and a full rebrand within just 20 weeks.
Something I think most people relate to. Delays, cancellations and misinformation. I think that's the main point here, because we can't stop the trains from being delayed, but we can give customers better information. And a lot of our customers just say, why can't they just get it right? The frustration there. There's a lot of reasons. There's a fractured marketplace, a complex infrastructure, and GWR's own disconnected ecosystem that make keeping our customers informed really tricky. Rage. Our customers don't care about excuses. They don't care about car on the line, leaves on the track. Just treat me with some respect and help me get out of this delay, help me get out of this situation.
So they say they don't care, but most people know how behind the times the rail industry is. But compared to say air, but it's not enough for us to get parity to the industry. They see us as a retailer, and they want the same experience they get from John Lewis, from Amazon, even from Apple. And what's making it even worse now is we've got these travel disruptors like Citymapper, like Uber, and they're now increasing the expectation of our customers. It's making it really hard for us to play catch up even. We knew our level of digital maturity, and we knew where we needed to go, but we weren't really sure how to get there at all. We had a myriad legacy platforms, a multitude of stakeholders, loads and loads of disconnected processes. That was making our decision making far, far harder than it should be.
So where to start? Starting with the customer. So really understanding the customer's needs and pain points would inform decision making and create that mandate for change that help break down those silos. This is Olivia. She's a commuter who travels from Reading to London every day. And we know by conducting around 40 face-to-face interviews that Olivia's needs were quite simple, really. She wants advice information at the right time to make informed decisions. She wants to be able to book and plan simply and easily. And when it comes to inspiration, she wants products, offices and services that are relevant to her, that suit her needs. So this put personalisation high on the agenda for Olivia, but actually with a disconnected platform from a brochure site to a commercial site, amongst other hurdles, GWR had a long way to go. But Olivia's needs really helped GWR break down an overwhelming challenge into a series of initiatives that helped drive them forward and connect Olivia. So we focused on delivering an inspirational website and improving the browsability, enticing Olivia to explore the West. But not only that, we had to rebuild the website from scratch because the legacy platform, couldn't meet the personalisation objectives of the business. From a commercial perspective, so we had a third-party booking platform that sits separate to the marketing platform, and we need to really integrate that experience. And we also knew there was a huge dropout at the first stage of the booking flow, so we knew we could improve that. And from a business perspective, we needed to migrate to a more robust hosting infrastructure, one that was capable of scaling with the business. And then when it came to advice, we needed to look at the business logic and advice feeds and present them more intuitively for the customer. How has this helped, Olivia? So the PIDD project, that's passenger information during disruption. Disruption is a vital part of obviously what GWR do in supporting customers during that. And the PIDD project was launched in November 2014. And this was a consolidation of all information into one page for Olivia. So we streamlined her journey. It was clearly signposted and it was optimised and decluttered for mobile.
So the way in which we decided to present PIDD towards our customers was an industry first, and the results talk. So we noticed a 575% increase in page visits to the travel advice section of the website. But more than that, 64% of those were mobile visits, which shows how important that is to our customers while they're on the move.
How did we get there? So there was a lot of customer confusion online, and we identified this through the analytics, navigating multiple pages. And what we did is we went through 3 rounds of user testing using low fidelity wireframes and moving to a clickable prototype in the process of defining the solution. But it went well beyond the realms of a great experience online. We really looked at how the operations team were working with workflows, the business logic. We worked with that team for over a month to really understand their needs as well as our customers to bring that experience together online.
We also needed to start thinking as customers. So, as I said, PIDD was an industry first, and what that meant was it was an education for our stakeholders. How we proposed to show PIDD was very, very different to anything we designed before, and it made them very, very nervous. So what we did for this project is we asked them to participate in the testing and walk in the shoes of the customers.
You can see a little demo going on in the background there. And then the GWR launch. So we launched with the website in September last year, and it was a rather ambitious challenge. So not only did we redesign the website in line with the rebrand, but we rebuilt it from scratch because we didn't just want to put a glossy interface on legacy system. And we also rebranded 30 plus digital touch points in about 20 weeks.
20 weeks.
So we like to think of GWR.com as the second largest station by footfall when it comes to marketing reach, second to Paddington, obviously. So enhancing our content marketing offer was a primary objective for the website redesign, especially when they had some of the UK's top tourist destinations along their network. So what can Olivia do now? So we've improved that browsability we talked about. She can now navigate with ease. She can find helpful content that's relevant to her journey. And Explore the West was a really important part of this because actually I think about 0.05% of our customers were viewing what we call leisure content, and that's offers, destinations, events. So we really surfaced that more effectively in a tool called Explore the West. You can filter offers by theme, destination, there's a visually appealing grid, infinite scroll, and it's really helped drive engagement.
Yeah, and results talk. As well as making it simpler, we've also made it more inspirational. This has resulted since we launched in September in 2015 in a 19% increase in desktop conversion rate, a 22% increase in mobile conversion rate, and more importantly, 15% increase in revenue per 1,000 users or customers. So how do we get there? We asked if Brunel were a digital pioneer, what would he do? And we think he'd focus on small innovative projects with big impacts. And we feel that the improved interfaces are easy to navigate on all devices with compelling, clearly labelled and contextually linked content.
How did we get there? So we held 6 stakeholder workshops to really help define the vision behind brand, content, design, and made sure they aligned back to business objectives. And we created 3 mental models, tested those on 50 participants using TreeJack. And brand alignment, so it's really, really important to keep this experience consistent across all channels. So we work really hard with all suppliers and third parties to deliver brand guidelines to ensure that consistent experience. And booking a ticket. So we talked about the disconnected commercial and marketing platform and how we really need to integrate that experience. And where we are at the moment is we're working with the API to integrate the booking flow. And we've just launched with a new improved first stage of that booking flow. It's only to 5% of the audience through an A/B test. And we launched 2 weeks ago, so results aren't conclusive yet, but it's really important to talk about this as a kind of customer validation story and how it led the agenda across multidisciplinary teams, especially across multiple suppliers and stakeholders. So what have we done? We've simplified the process, presented tickets more intuitively, we've decluttered the UI, and instead integrated the experience, the first stage of the booking flow, into the marketing experience. Now that gives First Great Western, or GWR, greater control of that booking experience. And it's been industry accredited, which is no mean feat if you understand the complexity behind rail tickets. And we've seen a positive uplift in conversion to the next stage of the flow. But obviously, as I said, 2 weeks in with 5% of the audience, nothing conclusive yet. But how did we get there? So insight and ROI was huge in terms of getting this project over the line and really understanding if we could just increase conversion by 2%, we'd see a huge reward in terms of revenue.
So tickets and fares and how we communicate them is probably the most contentious issue within GWR. Tickets are very complicated. We can't change the pricing structure. What we can do is change the way in which we display them. But that makes our stakeholders quite uncomfortable. So we work closely with our internal stakeholders. We engaged external suppliers and also the accrediting bodies to try and create an industry solution that was compliant and everyone was happy with. And to do that, co-creation was the way in which we took it forward. And out of that, we also produced a governance process. This enabled us to keep everything going pretty quickly. We had 20 weeks, as we've said before. It also made the relationships we had with our stakeholders stronger, and it ensured that they understood we needed to keep customer insight at the front of everything that we did. And that process has been so effective, really, that we're going to take it forward into other digital projects that we're going to be doing this year.
And we did a lot of user testing. So with millions going through this site every week, it was obviously paramount that we put this through its rigour. We had 5 rounds of user testing, going through paper sketching through to guerrilla testing, and then finally 200 remote participants using user Zoom. Business impact. So, it's much more than KPIs. We will talk about those, but it's about building reputation internally and with the industry and gaining momentum. So success breeds success. Infrastructure, so understanding that the business wanted to scale and making sure that every decision that we were making was in line with that. Digital centre of excellence, so that's putting the right people and processes in place. And from an innovation perspective, it's getting the right foundations to move forward.
So yeah, reputation, innovation, infrastructure, they're all very important. We need to be able to continue going forward. But at the end of the day, the business want to see a return on their investment. Since we started this project 2 years ago when we were First Great Western, we've seen a 27% increase in revenue, 9.4% in sales. You can see the average transaction value has gone up quite significantly. The most important thing for us as a department, as an area, is that we've seen a 10.2% increase in shift towards our digital channels.
What's in store for Olivia next? As I said, the journey's never quite over. There's always more that you can be doing. And what we're doing next is integrating the My Account functionality into the main core product of the website, so we can serve more personalised experiences based on known customers. And then from there, build out multimodal journey planning, which is really going to impact our customers at times of disruption as well as beyond, and seamless across devices, whatever those might be. So
what have we achieved? Well, we think we've managed to put the customer at the heart of our decision making. We think that customers are now seeing that. They're now understanding that we want their customers, not passengers now, and they're beginning to see that. We've successfully navigated a lot of company silos, and departments that didn't talk to each other before are now actually talking to us. Digital are an integral part of their plans, which they wouldn't before. We think we've successfully joined the dots there. But we've only just started that journey. But I think now we have a robust and scalable infrastructure, which we didn't have before. More importantly, we've had that mindset change within the business. We think that we've now got the tools to continue with our ambition.
So I think we need to summarise the journey that we've been on. And really it starts with aligning customer and business needs and really understanding the size of the opportunity that you have. And then assessing feasibility against that, people, processes and tech. Have you got the right things in place to deliver? If not, how do we do it? So you create the mandate for change, and it always comes back to that customer validation, understanding and quantifying and making it tangible for your audience. And then take that audience or stakeholders on that digital transformation journey with you. And I think there's a bit of a fine line here in terms of how much you do that, because it can slow the process down, but ultimately it's worth it in the long run. So it's getting that balance right and making sure you engage the right people at the right time. And then it's demonstrating results, and this goes back to reputation. The reputation then breeds that momentum. And repeat. So this isn't a one-off thing. It's obviously constantly iterating. The more you understand the customer needs, the more that you can create that mandate for change, the more you take people on that journey, the more you'll gather momentum and the more you'll drive this digital change internally. Thank you.